Hello and welcome to my channel. This video segment will be on a 2018 Ford Transit replacing the radiator. On the passenger side of the vehicle, we actually have you can see where it's been leaking for quite some time. And that would definitely be a problem. This vehicle has 108,000 miles on it. I just want to take you underneath the vehicle and you can actually see on the passenger side where it's actually leaking. Looks like it's been leaking for quite some time. We're going to replace that. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove both headlights. Then after that, I'm going to leave the grill attached. And then I'm going to pull off. I'm not going to actually take it off, but I'm just going to loosen up the front section, the cover, and just actually move it back so we can actually get to the radiator. Just pull that bracket out the way. At least someone been in here before because these bolts were not tight. Now you can do it two ways. You can actually disconnect the front grille from the mount, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it all connected because the less work I have to do, the better. And I want to share that with you. I'm going to just disconnect the mount from the bracket. What I'm going to do right now is remove the two bolts, mount bolts down here on the plate. We're going to remove the other side. Now what we're going to do, we're going to actually remove these screws here, and then we're going to go down and actually remove the bolts down below. Now all we have to do is just remove our radiator hose. That's why I like to have a bucket underneath. Guys, I feel something here. This is something you want to look out for. This is the top radiator hose. Let's see if I can point this out. I felt it with my finger. Look at that. It was being cut by the shroud. Not by the shroud, but the fan itself. it was actually cutting. Because I see another area here. Yep, right there. It's actually worn right there where my finger is. So there's two areas you want to look out for on your transit. Next, we're going to disconnect the cooler, and we need a 8mm bracket here, and just let the screwdriver work away on up. And that way I can remove the condenser from the radiator. And just leave the condenser inside the vehicle, of course, connected. Now, as for the driver's side, listen, there is no core charge on this radiator. So driver's side is pretty tight as far as where the condenser mounts. So I'm gonna just take a screwdriver and just pop, and I don't care if I break the mounts, the clips that hold on the condenser. And the radiators is junk anyway. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. I went ahead and just broke the bottom clip, and I'm just gonna pop this one loose. Just take a screwdriver, take a hammer, pop it loose, just pull up the condenser, just move it out of the way. What we're going to do is leave the radiator shroud on. You do not have to remove the radiator shroud. Matter of fact, it's going to be better for me, because once I loosen it from the radiator, I'm just going to move it back over to the fan, and I have more room to actually get the radiator out. So I basically stuck a screwdriver here. I'm going to use the screwdriver to actually pry it up, and I'm just going to, you could take another screwdriver, a larger screwdriver, and just open it down here at the lip, and if you need to do so, but most likely it's just going to slide up. Go to the other side. There we go. That's what you want. Last but least, we will disconnect the bottom radiator hose. So to keep this section tilted over, I'm going to put a socket underneath this bracket here. Or you can put a piece of block or anything to just hold it, to keep it braced. And you won't forget it, because you're going to have to bolt this back down when you put the new radiator in. Just slide it up under there. Now I'm over here on the other side. I'm going to slide a piece of object, or I'm going to use a socket to put up underneath this brace here, just to keep it tilted forward. Alright, now we have the old radiator, and I want to compare it to the new radiator. What a big difference. So one thing you have to do is just remove the little bushings, the mount bushings, and just put on the new one. And they just pull right off. And you're going to have 4 of them. This radiator was leaking so badly, as you can see, that I didn't even have to break loose the plug here, the drain plug. And all we had to do is just put the new one back in the vehicle. You guys, this shroud looks so bad. I gotta pull it out and clean it. There's no way I can put a new radiator in with this shroud looking like the way it looks. All right, let's blow off the water on the fan. Now's a good time to try to clean the AC condenser. This is the part number for the new radiator. I got it straight from the Ford dealer. All right, we have all 4 bushings put back in place. And all I have to do now is just put the new radiator in the vehicle. Drop in our radiator. There she goes. I think it's time for us to remove our sockets that we use to actually hold the whole section forward, the front grille section. And I grab the one off the passenger side. So the only thing we have to do now is just push back the grill. You don't have to take all of this off. You can keep it all attached, and just once you push it back, we just put our bolts back in place, and you don't have to take anything off as far as the hood latch or anything, and make the job a whole lot easier. Well, we have the bolts back in place. Just need to tighten them up. Even down here on the bracket and on both sides, we just want to tighten them up, and we want to put our clips back onto the side. We're on the driver's side of the vehicle, and what you want to do, and just slide it right into the clip on the radiator. Make sure you had the bottom lined up too as well. We're going to go over to the passenger side. So this is one thing you want to look out for. You see how the one on the bottom is not lined up, and it's actually off. So you just have to make sure they both are lined up, and then you just slide the shroud right onto the radiator, and do the same with the condenser. We had the lower radiator hose reconnected. Now I'm going to connect the cooler back in place, and we're going to connect the hose back here on the side of the radiator. Again, we need an 8mm. Reconnect our side hose. I'm putting back on my top radiator hose. And if you have a problem getting to the radiator hose connection on the passenger side of the vehicle, just take off your passenger side headlight unit and you can reach in here, put your pliers on it, and you have plenty of room to actually get your hose, take it off or put it on. Well, just want to leave it running with the cap off, and any kind of air that's inside the system, I'm going to allow it to come up through the bowl and exit out. So you want to leave your cap off. You don't want to have any kind of air blocks. Everything looks great. Looks fine underneath, no leaks. Well, that's all you have to do to replace your radiator in your Ford Transit. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to subscribe. Take care, and God bless.